Today, on a very special episode of Daily Review Top 10, we're going to discuss my favorite Guided by Voices albums. The top 10 even, and I've put them in order, and they're in the exact perfect order, and they're 100% right, no matter what your opinion is, okay? These are the right ones, so don't argue with me. Alright? Even though I did the intro wrong. Okay, here we are. There's Robert Pollard. So if you don't know, Guided by Voices, one of my favorite bands. They're equally expired. I'm just going to read the bio written by Stephen Thomas Erlewine that is on AllMusic. That's good. Inspired equally by Jangle Pop and arty post-punk, Guided by Voices created a series of trembly, hiss indie rock records filled with infectious, brief pop songs that fell somewhere between the British invasion and prog rock. Led by songwriter and lead singer Robert Pollard, the Dayton, Ohio-based band recorded 6 self-released albums between 1986 and 1992 that attracted a handful of fans and American indie rock underground, with 1994's release of B-1000. The underground the group became an unexpected alternative rock sensation, winning positive reviews throughout the mainstream music press and signing with a major league distribution deal with Matador Records. And initially the band members stuck with their aesthetic, continuing to record their albums on cheap 4-track tape decks. But by 1999, Pollard recruited new band members and moved up to a larger label, TVT, and began working with name producers in real studios. And list a few of them. Despite this, Pollard's melodic sensibility changed very little, and when the band moved back to Matador in 2002, they learned to strike a middle ground between more professional techniques and Pollard's spontaneous, compact songcraft. GBV broke up in 2004 and reunited in 2010 in a lineup dominated by B-1000-era sidemen. Broke up again in 2014 and came back for a second time in 2016 with a new lineup that provided to be one of the strongest and most prolific groups in the group's long history. The band released 3 studio albums in 2020 alone. Woo bam. Okay, so yeah, they're just the aesthetic of the band, the DIY, do-it-yourself nature I've always loved. It's always been a big part of the music I liked, starting even with the Beatles, who have kind of a DIY vibe, playing the, especially because they kind of invented so much stuff, and simplistic songwriting like Buddy Holly. That's kind of the first stuff I ever got into. And this just kind of, it does all those same things, and it's got like the attitude and slacker mentality of Nirvana, but it's got the melodies of, a Kinks song or a Beatles song, and then but the rock and roll attitude of like of Rolling Stones. I just think they're great. They're really just one of my favorite bands, and they stuck true to their thing. Or when they did kind of divert for some of those albums in the late 90s, early 2000s that I'm not really a big fan of, like Do the Collapse, Isolation Drill, and whatever, the Smiles of the Half Decomposed, or whatever it's called. Those aren't my favorites, because he's trying to be something he's not. A thing we've talked about on the channel occasionally. So anyway, let's do it. Let's go through the top 10. We won't spend tons of time on this. The first is this is actually number 11. We'll say honorable mention, because I didn't know where to put it, but it's one of the albums I listened to the most, and it's an EP. And Guided by Voices have like a considerable amount of EPs that they release in between albums, like 4 or 5, and they'll have like one song from the album that's going to come out on it, and then just like 5 completely new songs. So we're going to start with the Tiger Bomb EP. Let me get rid of the banner there, sorry. Tiger Bomb EP. This has 2 of my favorite Guided by Voices songs, but different versions of them, Game of Pricks and My Valuable Hunting, excuse me, yes, it's My Valuable Hunting Knife, yeah, and there's different versions of them, and they're awesome. So that's a big early entry for me, and maybe one of my favorite EPs of all time. Anyway, then we go to number 10 here, and this is a big deal because it's kind of an anomaly. It's a box set. It's a box set of 100 songs. It's called American Super Dream Wow, if you can't really see it there, or alternately titled, Guided by Voices Suitcase 2. And it was released, and it's just like demos and little fragments of songs, and it's 100 things long, 100, it's 4 discs. And I used to drive to New Jersey a lot. We don't need to go into it, but to visit somebody I was dating for like a year or so, a year or two, like of going back and forth there. And I used to listen to this album all the way through, and it's 3 hours and 35 minutes. And I have intense memories about certain songs and moments in songs. It's very interesting, but I would check it out. Somewhere, sometime, I will be there for you. That one's good. Yeah, and every song has a fake band name after it, so it's really enjoyable. Here's Wig Stomper. Their song is called His Space Truck is Strange. Tin Can Laughter by the band Child of Joe. It's all them, they just liked coming up with the names, I love it. Anyway, that's my number 10 one. 100 song album. For real. Okay, and then here's another anomaly one that I think is going to freak people out. This is one of their newest albums that came out in 2020. It's called Mirrored Aztec, and it's effing blowing my mind because it's really, really good and really inspired and really catchy, and it kind of proves that it's okay. You can fade away and then come back and still have it, They kind of went off a little bit, but my God, this album is, and it's like they're aware. The first song is called I Think I Had It, I Think I Have It Again. It's like, okay, yeah. Like they're like, oh, we're hitting the thing, and it's done kind of in their more traditional way of the earlier records that I mentioned. And one of the most infectious songs they've ever written, I would listen to if I were you, called To Keep an Area. Just a thunderous acoustic guitar comes in, like a 12-string right at the beginning. And you're like, oh, this is just like a classic song and a classic melody. Good job on y'all. Okay, then we go to a very early album. In fact, I believe this is their first full-length album, because they had an EP right before this. This is called Forever Since Breakfast, and then there's this one. This is not their full sound. They're not fully there yet, because this is early. This is like 87, but you can, it's like when you see like the first movies directed by Hitchcock, or the first movies by Stanley Kubrick, or you watch Bottle Rocket or something, you see the makings, like when you watch Hard 8, you see the makings of all of these like P.T. Anderson like things that are going to be developed. Or you just watch Blood Simple, and the the Coen brothers are just born fully formed. They didn't need to learn anything. They're just like, here it is. Here's a perfect movie. And we'll just keep doing that from now on. So this song it's catchy, but as an album, it doesn't hold together as well as some of the later ones. Robert Pollard becomes a genius of writing like 100 songs and then whittling it down to like 40 and making almost like a mixtape of his own music and having it flow together really specifically. So that's a big one that, Devil Between My Toe. It is toes, but it's getting cut off there. Okay, then we go to, I believe this is 1992? Yeah, 1993, excuse me. This is Vampire On Titus. And I always thought it was Titan because something's wrong with my brain, and so I can't read. Anyway, it's got the 18 songs, but it's only 31 minutes, so we're powering through these. Most of these songs are like under 3 minutes, and it's got a few of my real favorite ones, like Jar of Cardinals and Wish It Was a Giant. There's just a lot of great songs on there, but it's like they're kind of getting there. It's like an important album on the road to getting there, and that was the last like independently released one before they self-released one, I believe. Let me count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because I think Beat Thousand gets kind of a more regular thing. Okay, so let me look up what number that was. Shoot, I should have written it down. Okay, that was number 7. So number 6. This is kind of as Kevin would say, this is kind of their I went the wrong way. Chomper album, which means like, oh, everybody likes it. It's Mag Earwig. I like it. I think I'm not supposed to. Is that true? I don't know. I think that it's almost like too catchy. You know how that happens? And it's right near the end. It's 97. It's right before they kind of go off and are making it's a more highly produced album, and their sound and their aesthetic is very, very lo-fi. So I think some people kind of take a little bit of a to this, but my God, Bulldog Skin, Are You Faster? I Am Produced. You know, Not Behind the Fighter Jet. Come on, dude. This has got some songs, baby. Bomb the Beehive. Jane of the Waking Universe. That song? I don't think I did the melody right, but Mag Earwig. It's not bad. It's maybe a good album to get somebody into the band because they might be really turned off by the lo-fi tape hiss quality. All right, moving right along to what I'm assuming is number 5. Yes, this is King Shit and the Golden Boys. I've been listening to this a lot lately. It is fantastic. It was one of the early ones that I got into, so I'm like, again, it has a lot of memories built into it because I listened to this a lot in college, but it's kind of got the best, like some of the best mix of like atonal songs where you go, oh, what am I listening to? Then like just switching the channel so quickly to something that sounds super melodic. And like beautiful, like, because there's a song called Tricycle Looper that's in there, and it's like, and you're like, and then very soon after that you get Soper Joe, which is like, you oughta know. It's like a song that's round, and Tricycle Looper is like angular. I mean, even the word soper sounds round, and tricycle sounds sharp. They're smart. What other? Don't Stop Now gets its first appearance, although we will, or it's a second appearance. I think they will end up. They do 2 versions of that song. Fantasy Creeps is amazing, and it has Postal Blowfish, a song I've never really loved, but was in the Kids in the Hall movie Brain Candy, giving them some more notoriety. At Odds with Dr. Genesis is amazing, and Death Rock and Warlock riding a rooster. Yeah. Obviously, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I sound like a derelict on the street, but that's okay. Yeah, I really like it. This is kind of essential Guided by Voices. All these in the top 5 are pretty damn perfect albums. Okay, number 4. You guys getting pumped, or do you not care at all? Let's see. We got Propeller. Propeller is their best self-released album, I would say. It's the real punch in the face. It's a classic, fully classic album from song 1 to song 15. 36 minutes of pure pop, jangly, lo-fi, fucking genius. We start with almost the Guided by Voices theme song over the Neptune, you know, GBV, rock. And then you go to Weed King. Quality of Armor, Lethargy, Unleash the Large-Hearted Boy, Exit Flagger, 14 Cheerleader Co-Front, Back to Saturn X, Radio Report, which has an interesting history to it, Summit Drilling Implement, On the Tundra, one of the best last tracks of all time, On the Tundra, Exit Flagger, I don't wanna race you today. Back to Saturn X Radio Report is like this mashup of like 4 or 5 of the songs. One is Soper Joe, and like in Summer on that Suitcase album. So when you get into the band, there's like this fun like archaeological dig you can do to try and piece together different songs that end up getting released. In terms of that Suitcase series that I like, number 2, I've only listened to number 1 and number 2, but there's 4 of them. There's 2 more, but they're so expensive. They're like $35 on iMovies or iTunes, so I've not even bought them yet. But so that's 200 more Guided by Voices songs that I've just never heard, and they're one of my favorite bands. Imagine if one of your favorite bands had 200 songs you've never heard of, and they're just sitting there. And also, I haven't listened to all the newest albums. He had 3 albums this year. Psycho. I mean, 2020. The pandemic is good for somebody like Robert Pollard, I feel like, and the rest of the band members. Okay, so that was number 3, I believe. No, that has to be number 4. Yeah, number 4. So here comes number 3, Booyah, Alien Lanes, which is probably making you all go, my God, what's number 2 going to be? We all know what number 1 is. But Alien Lanes, if that's not number 2, you've broken the hipster code or whatever. Yeah, Alien Lanes is, every song is perfect. It's got some of my most favorites. Watch Me Jumpstart, Evil Speakers, Game of Pricks, like I was saying before. This is a different version of it. My Valuable Hunting Knife that I talked about, King and Caroline, Striped White Jets, Chicken Blow, Now You Know I'm Not Here to drink all the beer in the house. La la in the hand. Oh, yeah. My Cool Son. Decide Now. Auditorium. Auditorium. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to sing the songs. They're Not Witches. My God, yeah, it's 1995. What a time to be alive. Yeah, Zaplo likes that one. That's good. Okay, at least I know someone's watching. All right, we're gonna go to number 2, guys. This is the big one. This is the big reveal. Maybe you know, because maybe I mentioned it before. And up there as one of my favorite albums of all time. Dr. Hyperbole here. That's right, Under the Bushes, Under the Stars. Over the years, it's just grown. It's one of the Guided by Voices albums that has grown more and more. That I listen to it, I realize the genius of it as a whole. And maybe I overplayed Alien Lanes a little bit, but this has got Cutout Witch, which is a pretty famous song there, and the official Iron Man Rally song are popular. But, to remake A Young Flyer, Bright Paper Werewolves, Lords of Overstock, Underwater Explosions. Oh my God, is there a better song ever written? Underwater Explosions. See, I don't know the lyrics, it doesn't matter. And then we get another version of Don't Stop Now that's great. Big Boring Wedding, amazing. Sheet Kickers, probably my top 5 Guided by Voices songs. I love Sheet Kickers. It's that thing that I like the best. Talking Heads do it really well in that song, Memories Can Wait, where it's like atonal, like minor key the whole time. And then when you get to the chorus, it's like boom, it's like a I don't know why I did Black or White by Michael Jackson there, but it switches to the major key, and that's not like an original idea, but I think it's so effective, especially in a pop song. So Sheet Kickers, listen to that song if you haven't heard it. And then Red Men and Their Wives is like the best song they ever wrote that goes over 3 minutes. It's almost 4 minutes long, which is like that's like their Bohemian Rhapsody, But taking out lines on Red Men and Their Wives. Okay, here we go. We're coming to number 1. You know what it is now if you're a fan of them, and I haven't mentioned it yet. And I was gonna put Under the Bushes number 1, but then I went back and listened to B-1000 yesterday, and I was like, no, it is B-1000. It's a perfect pop album. It's there. It's like up there with Charm of the Highway Strip by Magnetic Fields, Sgt. Pepper. I know I'm making some bold statements, but just like, Murmur maybe by REM, just these like perfect pop. Every song is friggin' great, and it's like what pop is supposed to be about, but not being mainstream at the same time, which is almost a contradiction, right? I mean, it is a contradiction, but every song is great. Hardcore UFOs, buzzards and dreadful crows, like none of him, I suppose. Tractor Rape Chain, there's that usually separates the audience, although it's not about the R word, having it in there. It's like, Whoa, hearing the R word in a pop song is shocking. Hot Freaks, maybe the another GBV anthem. Gold Heart, Mountaintop, Queen Directory. Yours to Keep, Echoes Myron. Oh, can you write better music than Echoes Myron? Gold Star for Robot Boy. Gold Star for Robot Boy. Well, then that's my move. Well, then that's my move. Well, then that's my move. Awful Bliss. That's a Tobin Sprout song, which is a band member who side project. I Am a Scientist, obviously. Big fan of the Pigpen, Queen of Cans and Jars, Kicker of Elves. Man, it's amazing. So I don't know. I mean, maybe you know this already. Maybe my list is not surprising. You can write in if there's ones that I missed out on. I know there's people are kind of a fan of some of the early ones that I feel are almost, you can kind of synthesize them all down to Propeller, which I know is not really fair. But now, with all full discretion, I have not listened to the albums from 2012 to 2017, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 albums of theirs that I haven't really listened to. Maybe gave one listen to. So there's a bit of a gap there. But I got back on board in 2018 when I heard Space Gun in that song and that album, and I was like, and then everything since then has been awesome. I've been listening to Warp and Woof a lot, which is a bunch of songs they just recorded like in their van. And then they released an album called Zeppelin Over China in 2019 that's a double album. And then Mirrored Aztec, like I said, it's so good. I mean, I put it in the top 10 because it gives me hope. It's like, holy shit, this is like an argument you can make. Be like, you can have, periods of genius kind of go away, come back, Oh, what's up? We got someone all the way in Paris. What's up, Laura? How you doing? Maybe I can do that real quick while this is on. Laura is a fan, and she's in London, and she's in Paris right now, and she put up some stickers. I sent her some stickers, for what's it called? And from stickers for what you call them. Here we go. I'm gonna add them to the thing here. Just hang with me for a split second. She put up this program is so effing slow. But yeah, I put the pictures on my computer so that I could show them. And let's see if it works. And then she will get duly arrested, as she should, for defacing the property. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's one. There you go. That worked out well. See, she put a Daily Review sticker near Deliveroo in Paris, and then there should be another one. There we go. It's a little bit. You can see it a little bit smaller. Well, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's awesome. I love it. I love the idea that in Paris there's a little on Rue Umber. What does Umber mean? Uber, or is it Uber? I don't know anything about French. All I know is that it's very difficult to say their words because the letters mean different things, I feel like. Okay. All right. Anyway. You got a third one? I don't know. At the top of the Eiffel Tower. No, put it on the Mona Lisa's face. No, I don't know. Put it anywhere you want. Anywhere. I don't want you to actually get in trouble. But maybe put it on a cop car. That's what I've been telling people. Anyway, anybody in the audience want to suggest where Laura puts the... my audience isn't particularly active on a Saturday afternoon, I don't think. Anyway, Laura, we can talk on WhatsApp or whatever because I think I'm done here. We'll do a little review real quick of the whole game. Why is it not doing its thing anymore? Okay, well, we saw that. So, starting from 1, we'll go back. B1000. Under the Bushes, Under the Stars. Alien Lanes. Propeller. King Shit and the Golden Boys. Mag Earwig. Vampire on Titus. Devil Between My Toes. Mirrored Aztec. And Suitcase 2 American Super Dream. Whoa! Plus an honorable mention for the Tiger Bomb EP, where, you get someone tell me why I do the things that I don't wanna do. When you're around me, I'm somebody else. Someone tell me why I do the things that... All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do Hoosiers with F. Zappa 2020. All right. Peace. See you later. Laura, thank you for checking in. That's so awesome. Thank you. And put the sticker somewhere funny, and we'll show the community. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Listen to some Guided by Voices. The link for Mirrored Aztec is right there. You can listen to the whole thing on YouTube.